We are imagining all of this. This is all in our heads. This is all a dream. And I know that there's people going through severe tragedy. I truly understand and empathize that the world is falling apart, that everything makes no sense anymore, and people are suffering. That is so obvious. I'm going to expand your mind. If you listen to this, you'll be able to calm down and find a center point of balance and be able to understand that this is all a hallucination. And it's in our best interest. It is in your best interest to take the reins of your life and to move yourself into a direction that better suits how you imagine life to be. So let me get you there. I am seeing how I'm a seer, okay? I'm seeing into the psychic realm. This is a multidimensional space. And what is happening outside of us is happening inside of us. And while we watch the world crumble, we're watching the apocalypse happen, we're watching the end turn into the beginning. We are rediscovering, it's so exciting. We are rediscovering that we are little children on a playground with choice, the decision to say yes or no to something, to everything that happens to us. And I know there's things outside of you that have forced you to, there's people that have lost their homes, there's people that are losing their jobs, their family, their friends, all of that's happening. But it's an expression. It is an expression of reality, of the time we're in. It's let me break it down, okay? And you got time, because we all got the same amount of time. So let's spend our time, fast forward a little bit into the future with me, which is the present, and we're going to get a gift out of it. The gift is knowing that all that exists is the now. And I know that sounds like a riddle. I understand. We'll get some practical steps here in just a second. But just for a moment, take a breath and really think about your circumstances and the reflection. Everything is a reflection. And I'm seeing the chaos of society and the war, everything is just so out of control. It's trying to get us to surrender into divinity, which is, the world is a dream world. Anything we want it to be. This is an imagined space. Just some beings took over and decided to put us into submission to them. But now that the reveal is here, those beings no longer get to have control, which is why they're cowardly running away. And we're now in this position to go through grief, loss, fear, anger, anxiety, stress, all these different emotions to get to a state of peace, to get to a state of creativity and flow and fun. And we're remembering that in our imagination, anything that we can think of is real. It's just some things are very dense and obvious and in front of us, where it's like, oh, that's clearly a dense, heavy, I don't know, I want to say molecular thing, like an object, a rock is very dense. But what about the things that we can't quite see, but are there? You know what I mean? We're learning, we're expanding, we are becoming conscious, collective conscious beings with the choice to yield power and stand up to things like your boss or your toxic relationship or your parents or your whatever that represents the old world and the structures that be. You're being asked to look at all this chaos around you in a way that if you chose yourself, if you said, I come first, my heart feeling safe comes first. So whatever the next move is that requires your heart to feel safe and towards happiness, that's your next move. So I'm seeing people really separating themselves from them and what's outside of them. So it's like there's a you and there's a them, right? But that's only for as long as you believe it to be. I know, these are big concepts, but you can do it. I believe in you, okay? We got this. Los Angeles. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest. Oh, my heart. I know there's so many people. My heart goes to the people that are in this place. And I understand that is a tragedy that I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. But let me tell you, there are positives. There are things that we can look at and say, okay, can we acknowledge that place, because remember, we're in our imagination, we're on the playground. I'm like your favorite art teacher you never had, okay? Let me go back to art class with me and I'm the teacher, okay? So we're gonna pretend. Remember when we used to pretend? It was so much fun. So what's going down right now in this, where the lost angels have been, this tragedy that we're facing and experiencing together, because it is, we're together in this, we really are. I'm seeing a response to reality, meaning I went to Los Angeles twice last year for the first time. I'd never been. And I know many people are like, are you not from LA? No, I've never been. And I went twice last year. And the only thing I could focus on was how serious the homeless population was, like, mistreated, ignored. I mean, like, when I went there, I captured a little moment of the news where a child was hit and run. And if that was your child, my gosh, I'm so sorry. This child was on the corner of the street and the hit and run, and the child didn't make it. And then another news, and they just quickly went to the next story. They're like, okay, well, now somebody's dad went to the liquor store to get some beer, and he went to his car and got SHOT, and he didn't get to make it home. And the way they spoke about these tragedies was just so, like, matter of fact. It was like the empathy, okay, has been drained from such a beautiful place. And I remember going to Target. I was on a walk. I was like, oh, this is, beautiful air. And I'm on this walk, and this homeless gentleman had his pants halfway down his butt, on his hands and knees, just like his mind was gone. He was either on drugs or just mentally ill. I don't know. But the suffering he was going through, my entire being wanted to focus on him. But everyone around is like, he doesn't even exist. They're all running about to and fro to their things. I went down Hollywood Boulevard. It was the dirtiest thing I've ever seen. The street, everything, it just was so disgusting. It was so disgusting to see these supposed really cool shopping places with fancy stuff on such a dirty street that these poor people, in every sense of the word, these humble, meek people of earth, sitting there. This woman had white stuff just smothered all over her face, sitting on the side of the road, half naked, just looking lost. Lost Angeles, lost angels. And I'm just going, and then I went to Skid Row, which was what I wanted to go for. And I was just enamored and shocked. Not that I disagree with what these people are doing. The rebellion in itself is actually, it makes a lot of sense to me. I intellectually am there. I'm like, I get it, guys. I see why you rather live like this. Some people don't choose it, but they end up there. But I'm just saying, what kind of a world are we creating together in our imagination? Because we could have a world where we don't feed big corp, big farm, big all them, the big monster beast system stuff, the big mechanics. We don't have to support that, We could support our community, 1111, and we could hold each other's hands through tragedy, through this chaos. Because we can even go across the world, what's going on, but we're going to focus where we are. But at the same time, I'm not trying to say you need to stop what you're doing and go worry about what's going on over there. I'm just trying to say, can you understand why something like this could happen, 1144, to a world like this? Look what happened with the other side, the East Coast, And we got people displaced all over the world. The enabler, exactly. The enabler came out. We enabled this. We accept this. It's required of us. So I'm seeing that boss again. Somebody has a boss that they need to stand up to. Whoever the authority in your life is, there's an authority figure. This could be anybody. Anybody can get it. Like, that's how I'm feeling. Whoever you are, this is Kendrick Lamar, everybody questionable. And I am seeing you have this figure in your life, this authority figures. It's time. It's time to accept that at any moment, anything can happen, okay? Letting go of the control and the need to hold on to the belief systems, the attachments to this matrix that we've created. That's all it is. It's a created thing. It's Legos. We made this up, okay? We don't have to be here. We don't have to do it this way. Toxic positivity. You know what I'm saying? Toxic positivity. We get this toxic positivity going where we're like, everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Eye twitching. No, everything's not fine. You know what's fine is when people are together, kumbaya around the fire. Or, I'm seeing Burning Man, which I've never been, so I can't quite say that's whatever. But whatever. I'm just saying, we're supposed to be together. People, community. This isolation is not natural. And it's creating some turmoil in the brain, okay? Insane in the membrane. Where we are just showing up and participating in something that's already dead. Africa? What happened to Africa? What's going on in Africa? Crying for help. Wow. That was like a moment of silence. Wow. Crying for help. We're so worried about Starbucks or whatever. Oh my gosh, I can't deal with the influencer stuff anymore. I just can't. Like, who cares? Who cares about your clickety-click stuff? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just really not in alignment with this polarized world. There has to be a neutral space where we can come together and say, all right, that's a little too much, that's a little too less. You know, we gotta be better. Yeah, feminine nature, feminine. We need to, the divine feminine is here to really nurture her children. This channel is coming from that. This is a space of love. It's a bit of tough love, but it's just raw. It's just pure. It's like a grandmother spirit that wants to just love her children. It's so simple. But it does require community. It does require us to break free from these blinders we have on. Put the matrix goggles on, the glasses. Put them on. See what's really going on here. That you're infinite and divine, and that you are a creator, a spiritual being, that they erased from history. They wanted you to forget how amazing you were. They wanted you to think that you were this small little worker bee for this queen bee. No, you are divine. Demonology. I don't know a lot about demonology, but it's the study of it. So what do we want to know about demonology? Let me do some research. Puzzle piece. It's a puzzle piece. Interesting. Demons are running the world. New management. See what I'm saying? We've been letting these beings that they laugh at us. I'm telling you. It's hilarious to them. It's God's side and the other side, period. Cat Williams. Okay, this is Cat Williams. Energy. We're waking up from a time of slumber. We were asleep. We were taking a big old nap. Kim Kardashian. Wow, what a freaking interesting. Look, let me just say, Kim Kardashian, you're beautiful. You really are so beautiful. But you represent something that I saw a meme the other day. It said, in order to get into America, people should know the connection between Kim Kardashian and O.J. Simpson. And then that's like the answer or something like that. And that's funny because why is this woman a billionaire? I don't know how much money she has. And I'm not hating, truly. Girl, I love visually. I like to look at you. You're pretty. I get it. But there's something corrupt there. And maybe it's everybody has the right to be reborn in spirit. So you too, girl. If you want to let go of your sins of probably lust and pride and some other stuff. If you want to let go of that stuff, that's fine. You have every right. There's things I love about you. I really like your Venus is your Libra energy. I love it. I just want it to be in your natural. Like now I'm seeing what's her name? Pamela Anderson. Gosh, look at that beautiful older woman now. She's like an old lady, but she's gorgeous. Step into that, Kim. We need you to represent aging, the beauty of aging. It's fine. We get older. It's so all these devices and all this stuff we're doing. It's too much. It's too much because look, we got all this going on, and we got, it's just too much polarity. It's insanity. I don't know if we're gonna do tarot today. We got to pull a couple. Bittersweet. That's a bittersweet ending. Do I kind of want to stick to this abstract because we're in art class today. Remember, we're just kind of sculpting. This is like a sculpting day. We're making pots. No, we're making, I don't know what we're making. You're making whatever you want. I'm just here to make sure you don't die. So, what animal wants to talk to us? Come on. Because this is heavy, you know? I just feel this heaviness. The dragon and the nightingale. Very spiritual. All right, is that a reptilian though? Yeah, that kind of looks like a predator and a prey. I kind of get this vibe of this species, this cold-blooded species. So here's a bird singing to the heavens, singing its song, which is representing the people I'm speaking to today. This is like those that have been trapped in a cage, in a prism of light, your light energy. And there's this trap. The trap is to believe what these beings have set, which I don't know what set connects to with Egypt, but something about that spoke to me. Set. These beings are being exposed. Now I'm seeing the moon, which has been shown to me as some sort of hologram thing. What I'm trying to say is there's some leaders in your life, the authority that I was speaking of earlier, that have you disbelieving that you can sing your own song. And the real reality is you can sing your own song, but you have to set the energy in motion, which is your emotion. You have to emotionally, that's why you have to follow your heart. Because if your heart isn't in it, your heart is being sucked. How do I want to say that? Your emotion energy is fuel for this being. And they're benefiting. They're in power. They're on top. So these authority figures are basically minions for these higher levels. And here you are, unaware, just singing your song. You just don't know what's going on because you're focused in the mundane, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be, you don't have to know it all. But there is something about you being in this trapped cage energy. Do I want to pull a tarot card? I really don't. No, I'm not gonna do it. But I'm gonna keep going with spirit. You're being told that you hold power that is dormant and fuel for something else. You are so powerful, but it's not activated. You're not putting that energy towards your dreams and passions because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in your vision. You don't believe in what you're capable of. And that's why we're being forced and pressured right now, is to show you what you're capable of, what you're capable of surviving, enduring, and overcoming. Because it is ending. There's no going back. But it's also beginning. What's beginning? You can't explore that until you let it end, right? So allow the peace to flow over your body as you make a choice for yourself, even if you don't know what's going to happen. If you are going to quit a job or sell your house or whatever, there's something about letting go of what you think is holding you back, whatever that may be. We're enabling a system that does not care about how you feel. And we need to care. The serpent. See, these reptiles, it's the serpent. that beguiled. It deceived us. All of language, when it's decoded, the etymology, it comes, the hunter, they hunted us. Once we decode all the information, it's like, oh, really? There's reptilians? Like, what? But look, the information is overwhelming right now. What's ideal is what you can focus on right now, which is your next step. One step, then the next step. One step, and then the next step. We're just going to take one step at a time. One step at a time. But we are going to get together so we can be strong. We're not going to let these monsters take over our lives like they have, you know? This is about freedom. We are free spirits. We are here to be free. You are here to be free. Ooh. Oh, the mystical shaman. What a spiritual message. I'm so happy with this message. Completion. This is over. What goes around comes back around. And then we got the mystical shaman here because we're waking up to who we are. We're rebuilding a world. We're going to have to tear this world down, do something else with it. I was also getting information from whatever. There's this video, and it was how they're going to turn all these corporate buildings into apartments. Like, while they're planning at the top of what to do with all of us, it would be in our best interest to make decisions before they're made for us, basically. And find small solutions. We're just right here and today. That's all. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. None of that matters anymore. Okay? It's all gone. It's like, who cares about today or yesterday and tomorrow? All we're going to focus on is right now. What do you need right now? Do you need to relax? What's going to get you to relax? Do you need to calm the anxiety? Do you need to go get a massage? Because that, you could support a small business. That's what you need to do. One thing that we could do as a people, which is so minor, as me, like, I'm a hairstylist. And it's like, when I go places and I see people going in and out of great clips like nobody's business, I'm like, dang, like, so many people support these big corps, you know, these big corporations, which is so unsettling when, if we learned how to rotate the dollar in the communities back, you know, like Malcolm X was trying to do, and Black Wall Street, it's like, we would be so much more, we wouldn't be feeling like this. We gave way too much of ourselves away. Way too much. And it's time to remember who we are. Poet. Ooh, speak those words. You hear me? Poetry. What's your message? Who are you? Express soul insights in symbolic language. This is poetry. You're a poet. You are an artist. You are art. God created you perfect. There's nothing we need to change about you. Who are we? But we're not trying to change you. You change you though. If you want to, create a masterpiece. Be a creator. Create your life, whatever that means for you. Spending more time with your family. Cutting your hours in half. I think that's one of my favorite things I keep going to. I feel like that's a very practical step people could make, is cut your hours in half. Tell your job you can only work half of the hours you work. And when they say no, say, then fire me. Bye. I don't want to work here then. Just fire me. Either cut my hours in half or let me go. And if they let you go, God's going to give you the next best thing to do. I promise you. It's like, make a decision that, not in your ego, you know, but in your heart. What does your heart feel that you need to do right now? Trust your heart. Teachers, you know what I'm saying? This is class. Welcome to art class. I wanted to be an art teacher, but I wasn't about to go to school. I do feel like art teacher today. And that's what it is, okay? We're gonna let these tricky energies, these illusionists and these persuasive Casanovas, these politicians, these speakers that, it sounds good, but I'm not trying to work in your factory, okay? That's your factory. For what? So you can make money? I'm not a money machine for you. No, I want to do this thing that makes me happy. And then I want to help other people with this thing that makes me happy. So when I transfer that thing to that person, it's all love. If you love to cook, I want to eat your food. You know what I mean? I don't want to eat food at the place where everybody's stressed out and they're like, I hate my job and I'm just cooking this food because I hate my job. I don't want to eat hateful food. I want to eat food from somebody that loves to cook, that's sitting there and just like whipping it up and just like rubbing on it and like, love my food, please. That's where we got to get in our passion. That's where you're heading into that energy once you accept this truth. It's that simple. One step today, another step tomorrow. And then if you need a break on the third day, take that break. Take a break. Fourth day, take another step. Fifth day, by 50 days, you can look back and be like, oh my gosh, like I did it. And then you get to be proud of yourself. I am proud of you. If you watch this message, I'm proud of you because I know I'm a little cuckoo in the right way. So thank you so much. Let me do sounds because we need, listen. Sound healing is so crucial because everything's energy, frequency, and vibration. So we're just gonna end on a high note, okay? One little last thing. If you're a smoker, I just got this insight. One thing that helped me quit smoking was breathing. I realized that the need to smoke, like I need a break, I gotta smoke. Smoking is needing to breathe. Get addicted to breathing. Repeat the steps of breathing like you're smoking and watch. Watch it transform your life. You'd be like, oh my gosh, this whole time I just been wanting to breathe. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.